Superman, directed by the late Richard Donner, is a story about the Man of Steel's origins and the alien planet he hails from called Krypton as he battles the wits of the nefarious Lex Luthor. Written by the same dude who wrote The Godfather, this is the movie that started it all in regards to taking comic book movies seriously and sticking as close to the source material as possible. Christopher Reeves, who was mostly known for Broadway plays before taking on the iconic Red and Blue, was pretty hesitant to take the role in fear of selling out to his Juilliard peers. But little did he know that he'd be the Superman that every other Superman would be compared to for decades to come. If you want to know more about Reeves' story, I would check out Superman, the Christopher Reeves story on HBO Max. It is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. Just make sure you get some tissues because you're going to cry like a baby. Reeves' Clark Kent is uncanny as he's able to switch back and forth between his normal and super self pretty effortlessly, with just a few changes to his mannerisms and his posture. But a certain confidence and light exudes from him when he becomes Superman and saves citizens and thwarts petty crimes around the city. But even in his calmer moments, like his interview with Lois, he really is just kind of this like stoic but charming and likable, true to the word hero. On the flip side, Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor seems more like a goofy Riddler type character rather than the menacing Lex Luthor that I grew up with in the animated series, which is kind of the issue I have with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, but we'll get to that in some videos later. Margot Kidder's Lois Lane also remains an iconic piece of the quadrilogy. It just always strikes me as odd how bad of a speller she is, because isn't she a journalist? But her chemistry with Christopher Reeves is amazing, and it kind of just it's exactly how I pictured Lois Lane and Clark's relationship in the beginning of them knowing each other. The whole cast of Superman-centric characters here too, with Jimmy Olsen and Perry White, along with Ma and Pa Kent. Of course, Marlon friggin' Brando as Jor-El, aka Superman's dad. Like peak casting here. The movie includes, however, one of the most controversial Superman scenes where he flies around the planet to turn back time just to save Lois when he really could have just kept flying around the planet to avoid any of the damage that happened, but we shouldn't think too hard about it. And how could I not mention John Williams' iconic Superman theme? I mean, at this point, I just want it playing in the background of everything I do. Overall, this is a classic take on the Man of Steel's iconic mythos, and I find myself liking it more and more with every rewatch. I really do dig the 70s cheese, and I believe that Donner and Reeves really did their thing when it came to making Superman a larger than life hero and just an everlasting pop culture icon.